la rosticeria with a wonderful chef, Aitor Peruruena. He's already got these amazing white butter beans, big fresh Spanish beans, cooking. It smells delicious. It's got spicy sausage, chorizo in there. Also going to add some meatballs in afterwards. Definitely looks amazing. But today, we're going to be making that very infamous dish that they have here, the sea bass in pastry. And Aitor, good morning, is going to show us how it's done. Buenos dias.
Good morning.
Good morning. Very excited to learn this signature dish. Es un plato reconocido de vuestro restaurante,
Sí.
lubina en hojaldrada.
Es una lubina, que es la receta originaria, es de Paul Bocuse, es un cocinero muy reconocido a nivel mundial, que es una lubina hojaldrada. Y bueno, nosotros la hacemos de una forma especial, pero la base sigue siendo la de este señor.
He said he's following a recipe by a famous, world-famous chef, but he's got his own little twist on it. So we're going to see how our Aitor puts it together.
Es una receta muy fácil, económica, sabrosa y sobre todo cómoda para cocinar en casa y disfrutar sin estar, como digo yo, en la cocina hasta el último minuto.
Well, the nice thing that Aitor is saying that although this is a very visual dish and a very fancy dish, it's very easy, economic to make. And these are the ingredients that he's going to be using. Can't wait to find out more.
Vamos a usar lubina de 500 gramos.
500 grams of sea bass.
Sin nada de espinas.
All the bones taken out.
Vale, esto el pescatero de cualquier centro comercial nos lo limpia.
And any fishmonger will clean it for you.
Bien, vamos a usar espinaca.
Spinach.
Sí. Cebolla, ya la tengo pochada.
So he's got poached onion there.
Gambas.
Peeled prawns, raw.
Nata.
Fresh cream.
Bien, y solamente luego un huevo.
And 1 egg.
Para pintar el hojaldre.
Which is what he's going to use to then paint the pastry to give it that lovely sheen.
Y el hojaldre, ¿vale? Voy a quitar esta espinita.
And of course the pastry.
Aquí le estoy quitando la espina que tiene aquí, que molesta un poco, ¿vale?
Taking out the little back spine.
Perfecto.
Just tidying it up a little bit.
Y le voy a quitar la piel.
And he's going to take the skin off.
Repito, en la pescadería nos la hace el pescatero, ¿vale?
But you can get your fishmonger to do this for you. Or you can, I'm sure, buy fish that's already prepared for those of us who aren't used to this type of manhandling such fresh produce.
Tenemos la lubina lista y vamos a empezar con el relleno.
And now we're going to start with the filling.
Un poquito de aceite.
Oh, now we're going to a frying pan, heating it up. Olive oil in.
Yo ya tengo la cebolla pochada, ¿vale?
He's already got the onions to that transparent level, so.
Pero si no, tendríamos que coger la cebolla y cocinarla un poco.
But if not, you'd have to already now be frying the onion, as he's doing now, to get it to this golden color, and then follow the steps that we're going to do now.
Muy importante, la cebolla, cocinarla despacio y bien, casi que se deshaga.
Very important to cook the onion very well, almost so it like just falls apart.
Esta cebolla en la boca se deshace.
So that it just melts in your mouth.
Le aporta un toque caramelo.
And it gives it a caramelized, smooth texture.
¿Vale? Aquí, ahora, vamos a añadir la gamba.
Now, the fresh peeled prawns. Again, for particularly us English, and if you're in a hurry, you can grab a bag of frozen ones. Salt.
La gamba se cocina muy poco.
You don't want to overcook the prawns.
Esto ya empieza a oler.
Amazing aroma.
Muy importante, brandy.
Oh, important. Splotch of brandy. Flambe.
Y le vamos a añadir ahora espinaca.
And now the spinach.
Puede ser fresca o congelada.
Fresh or frozen.
Nosotros usamos fresca.
They use fresh, but again, it depends on your time. But as you can see, all the ingredients are easily available and it's taking but moments to put together.
Salteamos. Le echamos una pizquita de sal.
Another pinch of salt.
Y añadimos
And now
nata.
the cream.
Bien, la nata la tenemos que cocer hasta que espese un poco.
And you want to cook that until it just gets a little thicker.
Son segundos.
A matter of seconds.
Es un relleno muy fácil,
A very easy filling to make.
Pero
Absolutely looks scrumptious.
muy sabroso.
It's just saying very tasty. I mean, you can eat it with just your eyes.
Siempre insistiremos mucho en el sabor, siempre.
And Aitor is saying the flavor is fundamental, obviously. Not just looking good, but tasting wonderful.
¿Veis? Ya la nata ya está espesando.
The cream's thickening.
De sal está en su punto.
Perfect.
Y
Salt.
ya esto está listo.
And ready.
Perfecto. Bien, ahora, esto es esto, ¿ok? Esto ya está frío.
Okay, now it's already got the what we made here with the spinach and all the onion. This is what he made earlier. And so we're going to be using that one. Es importante que está más frío para
Sí,
preparar.
tiene que estar frío.
It needs to be cold to assemble.
Ahora, vamos a empezar a montar el pescado en el hojaldre.
So now we're going to be putting it together. So you've got your pastry, which obviously Aitor's made his pastry, but as we all know, you can get great puff pastry and any type of pastry
Es un plato
already
muy,
prepared.
muy divertido.
So it's a fun, easy dish to make.
Por ejemplo, yo en mi casa muchas veces, fin de año o cuando tengo amigos, hago este plato.
This is a dish that Aitor would make for New Year or when he's got friends and family over because it does look so impressive and yet so far it's taken him 7 minutes to
Colocamos
prepare.
la lubina con sal, ¿ok?
So we put salt on the sea bass, now put the sea bass on the pastry and taking the cold filling that we prepared before, let it get cold so that you can
¿Ves?
do this.
Por eso tiene que estar el relleno frío,
That's why it needs to be cold so it stays in place.
para que no se caiga.
And important to let the cream thicken so you get that nice mixture.
Vamos a colocar la otra parte de la lubina
And
encima.
then they're putting the other piece of lubina on top. Double whammy, look at that.
Perfecto.
Lovely.
Bien. Ahora, a la lubina siempre hay que hacerle unos agujeritos para que se hornee bien. Así que pongo el horno.
Very important to cook the lubina correctly.
Pues
Aitor's just put
entonces-
the oven on.
Nosotros con esta herramienta le vamos a dar una forma para que parezca que tiene escamas.
So Aitor is now going to use this tool to make the pastry look like it's got fish scales. I think it's very important for the lubina to cook well to have some holes.
Si no tenéis esta herramienta, se puede hacer con una chapa, con cualquier cosita que le dé esta forma.
You can use anything to make the little
Bien.
scales,
Vamos a
even a top of a bottle.
batir
Now beat the egg.
un huevo. Fijaros que yo estoy cocinando muy rápido, pero es para hacer una cosita súper sencillita. Huevo para el hojaldre, para... Aquí, mira.
And now the egg
Para
on
que quede el
the
hojaldre,
pastry so it sticks.
le damos huevo aquí dentro, un poquito. Así, para que el hojaldre lo pongamos arriba y se pegue.
Now he's going to put the other piece of pastry on top, and so that it sticks together, the beaten egg
Bien.
applied.
Y ahora empezamos a hacer, como digo yo, magia.
Now the magic.
Colocamos esto aquí arriba. Pegamos bien para que el huevo
Tap it down very well so that the two sides of pastry bind.
¿Veis? De esta forma le va a dar como si tuviese escamas por encima.
And now, because of the little marks that he's made on the pastry, we look like we have a fish.
Y ahora le vamos a dar como si tuviese forma de lubina. Vamos cortando.
And now to cut the pastry to make it actually look like a sea bass.
Para esto los franceses son buenísimos.
I was saying the French excel at this.
Le pueden dedicar a hacer este plato, no te exagero, más de 1 hora o más.
I was saying he's making this very quickly, but the French could take over an hour or more just to make this same dish. But obviously Aitor is simplifying everything for us at home so that we can actually make this and not be overwhelmed by what it entails and impress ourselves, our family and our dinner guests.
Yo lo estoy haciendo fácil, práctico y cómodo. Para mí la cocina tiene que ser cómoda.
I say we want you to get cooking at home. We also want you to come here to La Rosticeria and pick up some of their dishes as well to take home. But it's always nice to do a bit of ourselves. Oh, eyes gone on.
Un ojo ahí.
So we now have our dish and now it's time to put it in the oven. ¿Cuánto tiempo al horno?
Ahora le vamos a meter, primero le vamos a cerrar. Vamos a cerrar primero. Muy importante, hay que cerrarlo, ¿vale?
Now it's very important to seal it. Aitor's using a fork, which fits in very nicely with the design of our fish, but very important to seal. We don't lose any of those juices.
Luego hay que darle huevo por encima.
And then is going to brush it with the remaining beaten egg on top.
Puede ser huevo entero o yema de huevo.
You can either use the whole egg or just the egg yolk.
Bien, entonces ya tenemos esto aquí. Y le vamos a dar huevo. Y para hornear no falla. A 185 grados
185 degrees
durante 17, 18 minutos.
for 17 or 18 minutes.
Y la lubina sale perfectamente en su punto.
And your fish will just be at its perfect point. Don't know how to say that in English. It'll just be delicious, as it should be.
Entonces, con esto lo que conseguimos es que mientras tus invitados están sentados en la mesa, tú puedes estar cocinando un plato al momento y estar disfrutando de tus amigos y de tus invitados porque está cocinando el horno, no estás cocinando tú.
Oh, and I was saying another great thing about this dish is that while you're with your guests, you can have this ready and just pop it in the oven and you don't have to leave them or waste time in the kitchen because this is just a perfect dish for that. 185 degrees for
17 minutos.
17 minutes.
Vamos a colocar. Y al horno.
To the oven with you.
El horno siempre está limpio.
Looks like it's ready. Haha, perfect timing.
Bueno, así tenemos la lubina.
Look at that.
Fijaros cómo le damos una forma que parezca una lubina, ¿vale? Esto está totalmente horneado en su punto. Bien. Lo vamos a colocar aquí.
Ready for takeaway.
Y perfecto para llevar a su casa. Pero repito, recomendamos casi que lo horneen ustedes en su casa, porque como habrán visto, en 15 minutos este olor que tiene el hojaldre cocinado al momento es insuperable.
And you can only not only take away this, you can not only take this away already baked, but if you like, you take it away and bake it at home. It's just 17 minutes, and as you can see, perfect. Aitor, maestro, thank you.
Pues muchas gracias.
Buen provecho, bon appetit.